so it doesn't feel like home.
When the Palisades and Eaton wildfires tore through our communities, they didn't just burn homes, they tested our strength, our unity, and our hope. But in the months that followed, something powerful began to rise from the ashes.
The foundation of the home is what we're working to build, which is the actual family itself.
Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers lifting one another up, and a community discovering what it truly means to rebuild.
We want to move forward.
Tonight, we spotlight their resilience and kindness in the face of catastrophe.
Even though this is something of great loss that deeply affected you, think of how strong you really are for being able to endure something like that.
As we rebuild back, we're going to build back better.
Reminding all of us there is hope after the flames. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Marla Tejas. It has been more than 10 months since the Eaton and the Palisades wildfires tore through our communities. 10 months since families fled their homes with only moments to spare, since neighbors became lifelines, and since firefighters risked everything to hold the line. Tonight, in this Fox 11 special presentation, Hope After the Flames, we return to those same hillsides and neighborhoods to see how far recovery has come and how much still lies ahead. You'll hear from the people who lived through those terrifying nights and who are now rebuilding together, from families finding hope in the ashes to community members uniting to make sure no one is left behind. Because 10 months later, the fires are out, but the fight to rebuild, lives, and restore hope continues. We begin tonight by giving a platform to voices that many of us have not heard from, the children who survived the fires. We ask them to describe what life looks like now after losing their homes, their belongings, and that sense of safety that once felt unshakable. What they offered was honesty. Fox 11's Susan Hirasuna with the reminder that healing rarely happens quietly.
When the Palisades and Eaton fire tore through our communities, many of the most deeply affected people were children. Now, nearly a year later, where are they in the process of healing, of finding their sense of safety, their sense of self?
I think a lot about what my parents have been through. To see them hurt so deeply in a way that you never see your parents do because they've gone through all these things for you.
It was traumatizing.
Now I have somewhere to live, but it's also just like, it's not my home.
We've had so many people come up to us and say, you're so lucky you get to build your dream house. No, we're not. It's the opposite.
10 months after the wildfires, the teens who lived through them are still finding their footing and their voices.
Getting home and just relaxing, and like right after the fires, when
Yeah, sorry.
it wasn't home, it was just a hotel. Like, I didn't have a lot of things to come from me.
Do you have something that got lost that makes you think, oh, if only I could go back in time and save that photo album or what have you?
Possessions gone, but memories remain.
I think we only ever had like 2 or 3 baby photos of my dad, and we lost those.
My first drum kit, yeah, that one burned down.
My dad has this Mexican Telecaster guitar. It was very beautiful, and like, it's gone now. You can't do anything about that.
Grief and gratitude intertwined.
To know that I wasn't alone and I had people who were like me going through the same thing, that brings you a lot of comfort.
Members of Pasadena's Institute for Girls Development say these teens' experiences and candor can help other young fire survivors process and heal.
What stood out is how important it was for them to be among their peers. And so I think it's very valuable for us to know and be able to echo back to parents who are, of course, worried about their child and want them to have support.
That just brings me so much joy, just being with people who I love and love me.
Do you think you're in a more healed spot today than months ago?
I am not sure. I think a lot of it is like buried.
Finding ways to be empowered is so vital for recovery.
I took a breath and I was like, this too will be over.
It's beautiful to see how they're channeling their feelings into creativity and connection.
It gives you something to look forward to. You need something to do, and that gives you a purpose.
Over time, with healing, there is also growth.
What would you say to people your age who go through something similar, some other big traumatic event? What would your advice be to them?
Understand how you're feeling and understand what you can do moving forward. I think that's a really big thing with us.
Moving forward, one shared moment at a time.
Our lives are so long. And in the end, most experiences are temporary. So if you think about it like that, this hardship will be over. You'll make it through.
As you just heard, many of those teens found a way to channel their feelings through music, and that's thanks to a grassroots effort. A nonprofit group called Altadena Musicians provided the teens with free instruments and brought them together to form the band Exit 23. That is the freeway exit to Altadena. The nonprofit also launched Backyard Party, a music venue tucked into an industrial park in Pasadena, complete with sound and light gear and a free music shop and workshop space.
It's been really great because it's helping them to get some normality just by like doing something outside of being, you know, the fire, doing something fun, playing music, connecting with other kids.
Organizers say the calendar is already full with concerts and workshops, and they're hoping that it will encourage more kids and volunteers to get involved. And coming up a little later, we'll show you how another musician whose world turned to ash after the January wildfires found a new harmony thanks to the help of strangers.
You just walk to that field and you realize all of the great memories you've had there.
When the flames tore through Pacific Palisades, players on the Palisades Charter High School baseball team lost homes, they lost fields, and a sense of normal life. But they never lost their bond. Tonight, their story of resilience they're now bringing to others. Rachel Aragon has a story of a team finding its home again, one pitch at a time.
We had to do our best to try to provide a spark of hope for this community that was just devastated.
Nearly a year after the devastating wildfires, many on the Palisades Charter High School baseball team, including Jed Teagarden, are looking to the mound for motivation.
I feel like that's my favorite thing because it helps you forget about everything. Like when you're surrounded by a group of people, whether it's like baseball or your friends or, you know, whoever, helps you get your mind off of everything.
The senior pitcher is one of a handful on the team who lost their family home in the Palisades. Much of the team balancing remote learning, school and sports, while moving from hotels to Airbnbs and other temporary stays.
I had a village there. I had my house, my school. So it's very weird when all of that's taken away from you.
Now Chet says he and his teammates are also looking for a new field to call home. He says their former field was paved over to make space for temporary classrooms while the high school rebuilds. The team had to play their entire 2025 season on the road.
Definitely a lot of uncertainty. There were some times where we would be scheduled to play at one field at one time, and it would switch 3 different times within the span of 5 hours.
While the team lost jerseys, gear, and equipment, it's the home field advantage that's the hardest to replace.
People at the school come and show up to the games. That's definitely something we weren't able to have last year as every game was away. So, it's just a different environment when you know so many people coming out to support you.
Now they're raising funds in hopes that the community will help them secure and renovate a field for the 2026 season.
It would save a lot of time and money, that's for sure. Between the money that we spend just on fields and then renting equipment and gas, it's a lot.
And it will also give classes long after this team a chance to feel at home again.
Having a home field would be awesome, especially for the freshmen that just came in. I want them to experience what I experienced. It was such a special feeling having a culture being built around a baseball field, which is something I'd never experienced before. So I'd love for them to be able to experience that.
Rachel Aragon, Fox 11 News.
If you would like to help those who lost their homes in the January wildfires, you can visit the Fox Local app or our website, foxla.com. There you can find information about different organizations that are helping families get the resources they need to recover. Well, when the January wildfires erased a lifetime of memories, an Altadena woman vowed it would never happen again. You're going to see how her fireproof home rebuild is becoming a symbol of strength, renewal, and a future she refuses to lose twice. Her powerful journey next. When you lose everything in a fire, the smoke clears long before the pain does. But for one Altadena woman, what rose from the ashes wasn't just a new home. It was a new sense of strength. A century-old house is gone, but in its place, she's building something she hopes no flames can ever take away again. Here's Fox 11's Gina Silva.
Here was the old living room, and then this was a 100-year-old house.
100 years of history reduced to ashes when the Eaton fire tore through this Altadena neighborhood on January 7th.
That night was the worst night of my life.
Margot Stuber's home, a 1920s Jane's cottage, didn't stand a chance.
This is a fire-prone area, so there is no way to say when the next fire will come out.
This time, Margot says she's rebuilding smarter and stronger. Her new home isn't made of wood. It's built from concrete masonry units, or CMU, concrete blocks that are made to resist fire.
The CMU is fire-resistant material. When it's grouted, it has a 4-hour fire rating, and so this is providing people not only ways to save their structure, but save lives and save everything inside of it.
Zach Stabb with Angela's blog says the push for fire-resistant construction is catching on across California. Builders are swapping wood beams for metal, and they're using pre-measured designs that make the most out of every block, so nothing goes to waste.
There's a common misconception that building out with concrete block is more expensive, but we're seeing through these examples of the Altadena rebuild and the Palisades rebuild that that's actually not the truth. So now, not only do we have a material that's going to fight against fires, it's going to hold up really well in like seismic events, but we're actually able to save money as well.
I thought, well, why not do it all out of block walls? I'm from Argentina, so it's a natural building system for me.
Architect and builder Trinidad Campbell designed Margot's new home. She says this approach is changing how Californians build in fire zones.
I think that it's important because if not, it's going to burn again. I mean, there are places where they keep burning and burning. There's somebody who had just finished her house and it burned down.
Trinidad says Margot's home will be finished by Christmas, about 8 months after construction began.
I know it's hard to change people's minds and they're used to this and you're used to that, but it looks the same once it's finished. It'll have stucco on the outside, it has drywall on the inside, and nobody goes into a house and asks, oh, what's inside the walls? It doesn't matter.
For Margot?
At least for me, this will be the last fire where I lose everything all at once.
Rebuilding her home also means rebuilding her life.
I'm more a person who believes in the power of reinventing myself. I move from grieving to the new structure and also to enjoying the new structure.
Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
Amid debris and devastation, a serendipitous meeting. Coming up almost a year later, I sit down with this couple who lost their home in the Palisades fire and check in on their road to rebuilding. You may remember Molly and Michael, the Palisades couple we met sifting through the ashes of their home, hoping to find anything left behind. That day, by pure chance, they met the developer who built their home, a moment that gave them a glimmer of hope in the middle of all that devastation. 10 months later, Molly Schaefer and Michael Balsley with us in studio to share what's happened since that emotional day. It's good to have you.
Thanks, Marla.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you.
When we look back on that fateful day of January 7th and that night, what stands out to you the most?
A lot of fear, a combination of accepting that it was clearly happening, and also total denial that it would be our house.
I remember that afternoon and those moments where you have to decide, how much do we take? Will we be back in 2 days, maybe 3 days? Or do you take everything that you can?
I met you on your lot, and that was just serendipitous. Yeah. You described it as that because I was there to meet the developer who developed 19 homes in the Alphabet Streets, and one of them was your home.
And that was the first time I had been to the house. Yeah.
And I ended that story that we did with asking you, were you going to rebuild? And the answer at the time, you weren't sure. Where do we stand in that answer now?
We are in the process of rebuilding. We have plans that we're excited about. But again, the timeline is so unknown.
It's hard to go back. And it feels like as soon as I'm there, I want to walk out, see it, and then I want to get back in the car and I want to leave. Yeah.
Well, and I know that you've spent some time there, Michael, literally still digging through the rubble, trying to find something in particular, a Christmas village that Santa would give your daughter Kate each year. And you have picked up some of the pieces, and you're painstakingly rebuilding that for her.
As we were digging through, you found these little odd shards of the village. And so we just put them together.
Is that helping you in the healing journey?
At the time, in that month afterwards, I think it did. I think it gave me something that I could control. The memory that would last was important.
Well, it means a lot for me and us here at Fox 11 for you two to be vulnerable and to share your message, and I think it's really going to help others. And we want to remind you that if you would like to help those who lost their homes in the January wildfires, you can visit the Fox Local app or our website, foxla.com. There you can find information about different organizations that are helping families get the resources they need to recover. For one Altadena musician and his family, the flames took their house and their livelihood. But what happened next struck a powerful chord of movement, of generosity, and music that continues to play on. Here's Christina Gonzalez with how a community came together to help its artists find their sound again.
Playing music on instruments Dan Kalischer thought he'd never replace. Kalischer is a well-known pedal steel guitar player and producer. Here he is on stage with Noah Cyrus last July.
You guys, our house is gone.
And here he is with wife Alicia in front of the home and studio they lost to the fire.
To lose everything?
Yeah, years and years and years
and
worth of
years of gear. It's like, how do you even start?
Their studio and livelihood, the home they were bringing up their 3-year-old daughter in, their entire neighborhood gone.
You're like looking for little markers to make sure like that's where our house was, right? It's weird. It's completely disorienting.
We were stunned, like we were in shock. Word got out quick, and it was like immediate that my peers in the musician community were like the first to offer. This is how it started. Like a bunch of friends were like, I've got this extra amp that I'm not using, or I've got this guitar that I'm not using, like just take it.
This pedal steel guitar donated by a fellow musician so Kalischer could continue working. It was only the beginning.
This came from this guy, this community member who also lost his home, Brandon J.
Who started Altadena Musicians. They've been connecting musicians who needed instruments with donors.
I needed a lap steel, and so somebody donated this to me. This like really cool Magnatone, like 50s.
More donated guitars came in from large companies.
I did lose my Gibson 335 in the fire, just like this one. And Gibson Gives, the organization, sent me this. So this was a donation. Fender donated this P-Bass.
PRS replaced the first real guitar Kalischer bought when he was 16 years old.
For them to send me, like, you know, it's a reborn version. meant a lot.
Yep, guitars may be his life. But they had to replace so much more.
Music Cares.
Music Cares.
Music Cares completely changed our lives, like life-changing grant money.
Music Cares and the Recording Academy have stepped in with cash to help fire victims.
We have to pay a mortgage and we have to pay rent, and it's helping us.
And we have to rebuild a house.
And we have to rebuild a house.
have to send our kids to school.
And they're like helping us so much, which is crazy because a lot of the grants, a lot of the discounts, a lot of the, free stuff coming in stopped.
The music industry has stepped in, but so has the community, giving Altadena Strong a whole new meaning.
Community rebuilt all of our wardrobes, all of our daughters' toys.
Help us get back to work.
It helped us be able to rent this place. It filled up the studio. I mean, without community, you just can't do it. You can't rebuild.
A process they've barely begun, but believing one thing.
We live in a city where the stereotype is like everyone's out for themselves and everyone's superficial. But the reality is, like, especially in a community like Altadena, that the opposite is true.
In Altadena, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
In the 10 months since the Eaton and Palisades wildfires, we've witnessed something stronger than the flames that tore through these communities. We've seen the unshakable spirit of the people who call them home. Every family, every student we met tonight showed how powerful it is when a community refuses to face darkness alone. Neighbors became family, strangers became lifelines, and together they showed all of us what it truly means to rise from devastation, not alone, but arm in arm. Their resilience, their courage, and their refusal to let hope burn out reminds us that even in the darkest moments, unity is our greatest force. Tonight, we honor their journey and the strength they continue to share with us all. The belief that when we support each other, we emerge not just restored, but transformed. Thank you for joining us for this Fox 11 special, Hope After the Flames. I'm Marla Tejas. Good night.